Have you ever wondered what really happens inside your body when you stay sexually active after the age of 60? Not many people talk about it openly, but today we're going to lift the curtain. And here's a little challenge for you. Pay close attention to point number 4, because many men don't even know it exists. If you agree with it, type the number 4 in the comments. And if one of the 6 points feels the most relevant to your own life, write that number below. Let's see how many of us share the same experience. Now, to make this journey easier to understand, let me tell you a story. The story of George and Martin. George and Martin were best friends. Both of them were in their early 60s, both had retired from busy jobs, and both were suddenly facing the same question. How do we take care of our health so we can enjoy the years ahead? George had always been curious about health research. He would read medical articles, check the latest studies, and talk to his doctor regularly. Martin, on the other hand, preferred to just live life without thinking too much. But one afternoon, while they were having tea together, George asked, "Martin, have you ever thought about how sexual activity affects the prostate after 60? Martin laughed. "At my age, I'm just happy if my knees don't hurt in the morning." But George explained that the prostate is one of the most important glands for men's health, and ignoring it could lead to serious problems. And that conversation sparked a journey where they both discovered 6 surprising things that happen when a man keeps stimulating the prostate through masturbation, even in his 60s and beyond. Number 1, better circulation in the prostate. The first thing George found in research was that regular ejaculation helps improve blood flow in the prostate. Think of it like cleaning a pipe. If water flows through it regularly, the pipe stays clear. If it just sits there, things can get stagnant. By keeping blood moving, the prostate tissue gets more oxygen and nutrients. This lowers the risk of inflammation and can delay the onset of enlargement that many men face as they age. George told Martin, "It's like stretching your muscles. You don't stop just because you're 60. The prostate also benefits from activity." So here's the tip. Don't shy away from gentle sexual activity. It's not only about pleasure, it's about maintaining circulation in one of the most delicate parts of your body. Number 2, reduced risk of prostate cancer. This was the fact that surprised Martin the most. Several long-term studies show that men who ejaculate more frequently may lower their risk of developing prostate cancer. The reason is simple. Regular release helps clear out old fluids and potential toxins that could otherwise linger inside the gland. George explained, "It's like cleaning out the fridge. If you don't throw away the old stuff, it starts to rot." The prostate works in the same way. So if you're over 60, maintaining sexual activity, even if it's just through self-stimulation, could actually serve as a preventative step for one of the most common cancers in older men. Now, pause for a second. If this surprised you too, write number 2 in the comments, so I know you relate to this point. Number 3, support for urinary function. Here's something most people don't realize until they experience it. The prostate surrounds part of the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. When the prostate stays healthy and well stimulated, it doesn't tighten around that tube as much. That means less difficulty starting urination, less frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, and less dribbling afterward. Martin raised his eyebrows and said, "So you're saying that keeping the prostate active might mean fewer midnight bathroom runs?" George smiled. "Exactly. It won't fix every issue, but it helps." For those listening, if you find yourself waking up too often at night to urinate, this tip might be worth remembering. And here's the call to action. If you agree this is an important sign, write number 3 in the comment. Number 4, emotional and mental health benefits. This was the part of the story Martin didn't expect at all. We often think sexual activity is purely physical, but in reality, it deeply affects emotional well-being. For men over 60, masturbation can reduce stress, release feel-good hormones like oxytocin and dopamine, and even help fight loneliness.
It's a form of self-connection, reminding you that age doesn't erase your ability to feel alive. George told Martin, "When I stay active, I sleep better, I feel calmer, and I don't carry the same stress into the next day." Martin tried it, and after a few weeks he admitted, "You were right, I didn't expect my mood to improve, but it did." So don't underestimate the mental side of this. If you think mental health is just as important as physical health, type number 4 in the comments. Number 5, gentle exercise for pelvic muscles. Here's another layer of the story. The act of ejaculation involves not just the prostate, but also the pelvic floor muscles. These muscles are like a hammock supporting your bladder, intestines, and sexual organs. When you keep them active, they stay strong. That means better bladder control, improved circulation, and less risk of sexual dysfunction later on. George liked to compare it to walking every day. "Just a little bit keeps the muscles awake," he told Martin. "You don't need to lift heavy weights. Even light movement makes a difference." So think of this as a kind of mini workout for your pelvic floor, something you can do privately, safely, and at your own pace.
Number 6, a reminder that life doesn't end at 60. Finally, George shared the most important lesson of all. Staying sexually active after 60 is not only about preventing disease or strengthening muscles. It's about maintaining your sense of identity, your confidence, and your joy in life. So many people assume that sexuality disappears with age, but the truth is, it simply changes. It becomes less about performance and more about connection with yourself, with your partner, and with the life force that makes you human. Martin realized this when he looked in the mirror one morning. He smiled and said, "You know what, George? I may have gray hair and slower knees, but I'm still alive, and that's worth celebrating." That realization gave both of them a new kind of energy. It reminded them that longevity isn't just about counting years. It's about filling those years with health, laughter, and self-acceptance. The bigger picture: healthy aging beyond the prostate. Now, let's step back for a moment. Yes, masturbation after 60 has these 6 clear effects on the prostate and overall well-being. But the bigger message is this: healthy aging is a package deal. George and Martin also made small changes in their daily lives. They started walking together in the mornings, eating more vegetables and fish, and practicing light stretching. They spent time with friends, shared stories, and even tried meditation to calm their minds. Because the truth is, your prostate doesn't live in isolation. It's part of your body, which is part of your lifestyle, which is part of your story. And if you want to enjoy many more years, the secret isn't just one habit. It's a combination: nutrition, gentle exercise, mental health, social connection, and yes, sexual activity too. Closing call to action. So now you know the 6 things that happen to your prostate when you masturbate after 60. 1. Better circulation in the prostate. 2. Reduced risk of prostate cancer. 3. Support for urinary function. 4. Emotional and mental health benefits. 5. Gentle exercise for pelvic muscles. And 6. A reminder that life doesn't end at 60. Which of these 6 points spoke to you the most? Write that number in the comments below. If you strongly agree with number 3 or number 4, let's see how many of you share the same experience by typing that number right now. And if you found this story useful, don't forget to subscribe for more content about healthy aging, longevity, and living with vitality after 50. Remember, getting older is not the end of the story. It's just a new chapter, and you have the power to make it a chapter full of strength, clarity, and joy.